So they take them, and first they, you know, they try to get them to go out into the woods, but they give them bananas. They're basically trying to get them to fend for themselves. But anyway, there's lots of orangutans in this part of the rainforest, and at one point we came upon one, and we're looking at it like, it's like a baby. Then all of a sudden the mom orangutan started throwing all these branches down on us, and my wife and I are like, this is so cool, like trying to take pictures, and the guy's like, let's get away from it, you know, what's up? But anyway, really cool rainforest and orangutans and all that stuff. Oddly enough, this is not like a political statement, but you could hear like chainsaws and stuff off in the distance, and they were like clear-cutting this whole rainforest, like within earshot of where we were. They were just hacking it down. But the leech part. So all of a sudden, I looked down, and it looked like there was like a piece of mud on like right here on my side. It was like that big. It looked like it was like just like it looked like just brown like a piece of mud, like something had flicked up that I'd been walking through this kind of wet turf and it had flicked up. And I looked down, but then I tried to pull it off and wipe it off, and it kind of stayed there. And I looked at the guy, and I'm like, that's weird, what is that? And he looks down and he goes, leeches! And I'm like, ah! So, when I learned about leeches, we like took it off, threw it off, but actually the juniors who are in my class will remember this, because I talked about this with the Scarlet Letter, because remember, old Chillingworth, they called him the leech, because he was a doctor, but he was also sucking the life out of Dimsdale. Well, here's what leeches do. They do suck blood, so yeah, they were used medically, but they also have this two properties in their little bite. One of those is that it does anesthetize the area, so I felt like no pain, like a pinch or like a bite or anything, like a sting. You didn't even feel it. And the second thing is, they have like like the same kind of property you would find in an ibuprofen or something, where it thins the blood and like makes it not coagulate, so that they can suck the blood better. So like
that's so smart.
So the blood doesn't scab up, so they can bite you, you don't feel it, and then they just start sucking that blood, and you don't know how much is whatever. So the interesting part was, we pulled the thing off, and I had like a little wound there, a little sore, not big, but small, but it didn't scab up for like a week. It's like, you kept thinking like, oh, I'll have like a scab there tomorrow, but it was like, just kind of like not
there.
Yeah, it was there.
What was it?
Leeches!
I got like 5 or 6 on my ankle.
You got 5 or 6?
Yeah, well, I was on my canoe trip in like Wisconsin, Michigan, and there was like this swampy lake, and I had to get out to portage it.
Yeah.
Put my foot in, and it like sank down. You know, it was like a false bottom.
Yeah.
And I like took my leg out, and we were on the other lake, and I looked down, and there was like 4 or 5 of them on my ankle.
You pulled them off quickly.
Just ripped them off.
Yeah.
My
Cut 'em.
cousins live on like this golf course, and my cousin was like,